Hello guys and welcome to another video. My name's Mark, I'm an entrepreneur and property investor, and in today's video we're talking about should everybody aim to be a millionaire? And guess what guys, it's another Nick video. He doesn't know this. Come on Nick, come on down here. We're going to involve our amazing videographer Nick, and we're going to get him involved in should everyone aim to be a millionaire? Because what do you think, should everybody aim to be a millionaire?
Yeah.
You reckon yes?
No.
See, I think no.
No.
But I think no for a very important reason. I think everybody's an individual. And I think we also need to quantify what being a millionaire means.
Yeah.
So for me, being a millionaire really is about having assets that cash flow or produce a return that are worth over £1 million. So for me, a millionaire is somebody with a net worth. Do you know what I mean by net worth, Nick?
Yeah.
Are you sure? What do I mean? Explain it.
Net worth, how much they're worth, is that what it means?
It means how much their assets are minus their liabilities equals their net worth. So if we look at the net worth, and we said that I had £3 million worth of property, which we know I've got about £3 million. I've got just less than £2 million worth of debt on it, but let's say we've got £2 million worth of debt, then by definition, I have a £1 million net worth. So in my property portfolio, I would be a millionaire. So that's what I mean when I talk about a millionaire. Now let me talk about another millionaire who may have the same thing. This person might have a £3 million house that they live in. They might have a £2 million mortgage, which costs them, let's say at 2% per year, 2 million, and we're going to do it at 1.6%, which I know is roughly what people are getting. £2 million times 1.6%. Interest only is £3,000 a month. It's going to be about £5,300 a month, the mortgage. £5,333 per month. That's on a repayment basis, but they have a £1 million net worth. But the reality is that individual has a £5,333 hole around their neck where they've got to keep earning that money in order to pay that money. Yeah. Whereas all of these, all of my properties are investment properties, and as such, they generate me somewhere in the region of 10k per month. So there's a very big difference in my mind between the millionaire that's got a payment of £5,333 per month and no income from that asset versus the millionaire who's got 10 grand a month net coming in with a £1 million net worth. Do you understand what I mean? Yeah. And hopefully the audience appreciate that sort of analogy as a really useful thing. Guys, we've got to cut this in because Nick and me, we've just been starting to edit the video and you've just said, what did you say? Go on.
I just said that the difference between these two is so big. Like, this guy is technically not a millionaire.
He is a millionaire.
But if he's only
he's technically a millionaire.
So say if he's earning 10 grand a month, he's going to work 10 grand a month. How can he be a millionaire if he's half of that? Probably more because he's got to pay.
Mate, he's got to pay tax.
Yeah.
He's got to pay tax. He can't afford it if he's only earning 10 grand a month. He is a millionaire. But I get what you mean. There's a massive difference, right, between this guy and this guy. Yeah. This guy's paying to be a millionaire.
Yeah.
This guy's being paid to be a millionaire. Yeah. I haven't really put it like that before, but that's a really interesting thing to say, isn't it? But actually, this guy's being paid by his assets. Yeah. This guy has a liability on his asset, and nobody pays it but him. Yeah. And we're assuming a him. I get it. It could be a woman as well. But just for the purposes of this, I think that they are both millionaires on a net worth basis, there's no question. But this guy has the income to be able to support the lifestyle, whereas this guy, in this instance, assuming these two people don't have any other assets, this guy's paying to be a millionaire, whereas this guy's being paid to be a millionaire. That's a good saying. We should use that more often. So guys, he won't leave it alone. It's actually the next day and we're currently filming a video on pensions, love or hate. But Nick, what's your problem about those guys now?
Going back to yesterday, he's not a millionaire because what about the cars?
What about the cars? Yeah. Right, so the cars are completely separate, but I agree, he is still technically a millionaire on paper. But how do I put this in a way? But the cars are irrelevant, right? They're not. So let's say, for example, he's got a car that's 100k and he owes 80k on it. Yeah. Then that car net, he has 20k in it. So he's actually a millionaire plus 20k, even if that was costing him £2,000 a month. So it's a liability of £2,000 a month. And you've got to look at it two different ways, okay? One, and this is business 101 really. One is your profit and loss, so P&L. Okay? And that is your cash flow, if you like. The other one is your balance sheet. And the balance sheet is your assets and liabilities. So I own this house, fictional house of 3 million, and I have 2 million of debt. So my balance sheet says 1 million. However, my cash flow, my P&L of my income and expenses need to reflect my ability to pay off this debt. Does that make sense? So when you look at business, there's two parts to a business. One is the profit and loss account, which is, and you can do this in your personal life as well. And I would encourage everybody to do this in their personal life. What is your income and what are your expenses and what do you have left over? And the second part is your balance sheet. And in this instance, let's put the cars in. And let's assume he's got 100k of car and he's got 80k of debt on it. And then he's got 1 million and 20k of net worth. But his cash flow, he might have 10k income, and then he might have 15k of expenses. And he'd make minus 5k every month. But that's irrelevant to his net worth.
I see now.
Does that make sense? Now that cash has to come from somewhere. It might come from cash reserves, it might come from somewhere else. But ultimately, it's irrelevant to his balance sheet. So he's still a millionaire, regardless of his cars. Do you reckon we can get back to the rest of the video now, or do you think we have to do some more? Because I want to film this pensions one. You good? Does that make sense?
I think it makes also more sense that we know that he's paying to be a millionaire, the other guy is getting paid.
That's it. That's the key thing, is I think we all want to make sure that we're being paid to be a millionaire rather than paying to be a millionaire. Absolutely. Good. I'm going to rub all that out, mate. Happy with that? Good.
Okay,
Good. Good.
Wait. What? So, looking at that, many people are doing this.
Loads. Like that's the majority. Like that's people who build up their career, they build their job, they then spend the money in that spread that we talk about between income and expenses, and they fill it with liabilities. Absolutely, that's the norm. Absolutely. And it's very abnormal to look at it like, how can I create assets that will pay for my liabilities? But it should be normal. In my mind, it should be absolutely normal. It should be natural to build your asset column that pay you. I think it should be completely natural, which is why when we're looking at your investments, we're going to try and make sure that they pay you every month. Let's go back to the original question. Should everybody aim to be a millionaire? Is this the right target for everybody? Let's assume that the top one is what everybody should aim for. What do you think? Should everybody aim to be a millionaire?
Depends what they want.
Exactly, right?
It depends down to how much they want to earn and I guess what lifestyle they want.
There you go. So we recorded a video, a couple of days ago, where we were talking about a difference in our expenses and our different financial freedom targets. And yours was, I believe, £3,000 a month? £3,000 per month, and mine was somewhere around 6, 7? Yeah, something like that. So if we said that those were our financial freedom numbers, what we need to hit, well, let's assume that we're achieving 10% return on investment, give or take. I think that's 12, but let's say it's 10%. Well, I would need to only have a net worth of 600k to achieve my financial freedom figure, and you would only need a net worth of 300k. So in those instances, let's say, for example, that didn't, oh no, and I know my viewers are going to pick me up on this. It's going to be more, isn't it? It's going to be, because there's 12 months to the year. So they're going to pick us up on this. So yours is going to be 360k, and mine is going to be 720k. There you go, guys. I picked myself up on my error, but you get the point, right? Neither of us would need 1 million. And I think this is the bit that's really important for me, is you have to be really happy with what you're doing and enjoying your life and growing all the time in order to enjoy it. And I think if that means that you get to 360k, all your costs are covered, and that gives you an exceptional quality of life, and that's perfect for you, then you should do that. And I think that's an incredibly individual thing. I know people who, if I gave them £3,000 a month, would quite happily give up work, they would pursue their hobbies, and they would be much happier for it. And I think if that's you, then that should be your target. Me, I'm really motivated by growth, so I'm only really happy if all my figures are growing. So for me, that wouldn't make me happy to get to a number and stop. I have to get to a number and grow past that number. But it does mean that if you're the sort of person, I reach this peak, and then I have to create another peak, and then I have to create another peak. So I'm climbing a mountain that's not got a top. and then you've got to quite try and quantify why you're climbing a mountain that's not got a top. But for me, it's growth, and I love growing and I love becoming more. Where do you think you fit into this, Nick? Tell the audience about your views.
I think I would want more than this, but I don't think I'd be in this that far in that category.
Do you think there's a point at which you would not want to do videography though?
No.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So you can climb a mountain and you're enjoying what you're doing, and there's a point to what you want to do, right? So you wouldn't give up your job because you hit this target.
Yeah.
You would continue.
Yeah.
And I think that's really important, guys, is actually not everybody should aim to be a millionaire, but everybody should aim to have the lifestyle that's suitable for their needs. And I think if we quantified it like that and we took away this millionaire status or this certain number here, like let's say for example you just wanted to go to Bali and live in Bali. I mean, I know you've been to Bali for a couple of months, and how much could you live in Bali for comfortably? A couple of grand a month would give you a luxurious lifestyle, right? So maybe you only need 1,500 to 2 grand a month, and you're going to be the happiest person on the planet. I mean, wouldn't that be amazing if that was true for someone? So I think it's an incredibly individual question. And I think if you're asking yourself this question, you're trying to get to why and should everyone be a millionaire? I think ultimately start with what is it that I want to get out of life? What is it that makes me happy? And then work backwards. And we know that if we do single lets in property, we're going to get between 8 and 12% ROI. HMOs, we're going to get between 15 and 25% ROI. Property growth on this 3 million here, it's going to grow by about 6% per year. You can argue me down to 4, and I can argue you back to 7, but ultimately it's going to grow by about 6% per year, and you're going to be able to get a return on that capital. So guys, I'm back again on another day. Nick's just informed me that the audio cut out in the last one. But what I was saying was you can get a good return of between 10 and 20% on that capital. So you don't actually need that much to become financially free. You just need to match it up with the lifestyle that you're after. So guys, that's my take on should everybody be a millionaire. My personal point is I don't think everybody should aspire to the same target. I think it's an incredibly individual thing. Let me know down below in the comments what your thoughts are, what your target is. I'd be massively interested to know. And guys, thank you so much for watching everything. If you haven't already, like and subscribe as always, and we'll see you next time.